Alright guys, this is going to be a really basic how to wax your skis. There's loads of videos out there and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to put one up because need more views. No joke. I was got to do mine anyway, so I might as well. So here you go, have a look at my skis. And there you go. So these Atomics, not that it makes any difference what brand they are. But mine's really basic. You get loads of really detailed, good videos online, which I learned from, to be fair. And all I'm going to do is basically use that iron and that little bit of wax, and that's it. And these little yellow things are going to be used to tie the brakes of the skis. So I'm going to be pushing them back and tying them up. So let's have a go. So if I put this up. Oh. Let me try and mount my camera somewhere. Let me see if I can mount my camera somewhere. That's not bad. Okay, so basically we need to get these out of the way. So as we put this on, hook that round here. And then, if I get it closer, just hook it round the other one. Can't do it while I'm videoing. There we go. So I push down on this and I hook this up, and you drag it all the way around, and if I was strong enough you hook it around here. There. So now gives you the base free, so those brakes, these things, don't get in the way when you're trying to wax your skis. So now I'm going to place it on this pretty basic workbench, and then I'll just try and get it inside. These are quite wide skis and I don't think they'll fit inside mine. Oh, they do. There you go. That's it. So now I'll try and clamp that in there. There we go. All set on that. And now all I gotta do is just wax it. So let's see if I can video. This is gonna be a bit of a mission. Alright guys, so what you're meant to do is basically clean this first. I do have some of the stuff. Let's see. So if you get a chance, there is a, let me see if you can see that, little box that I tend to use. Sorry, that's my wire at the moment for the iron. It's getting in the way. There you go. So if you can see that, and what that's got in there, this I just got off Amazon, and it's got brushes and stuff inside. Okay, which you can scrub down. Also came with some extra wax and a P-Tex cleaner. The P-Tex is that this wax that you put on whenever you want to fill up some holes and stuff like that. And came with like a edge type tool to sharpen edges. So quite handy. But for now, I'm going to quickly do a little light scrub down. Now people do it online a lot better than I do, so I'm just literally just doing a very basic thing. So that's what I'm doing there. Okay, that's just when the sort of dirt and grime maybe. And then just gonna quickly give it a little clean with just that paper towel. Okay, and then what someone did last time is they had a bit of wax and they just basically scrubbed it on. Not sure why, I can't remember why they said it. I think when they try and heat up the put that hot iron on, it, you know, just gets it embedded a bit. So they were scrubbing it on like this. So kind of like the idea. Don't know what it does, but let's see. This isn't part of the actual proper waxing. But so that's that. And then this is the trusted iron. Get one of these ones. Solid base gives you like an even iron. I've tried using like a normal house iron which has got all the holes in it, but you kind of ruin those. It was an old one anyway, but then I decided to get one of these. So I think you can see the brand name on it. There you go. Alright, and then literally I like to warm up the base before I start ironing on it. So before I start waxing it. So I just do this a few times, gets the base kind of nice and warm, and I need to adjust that board in a second. That messed up. Give me a sec. Ugh. Wasn't able to iron that bit. So all I do is just give it a couple of coats like this, or a couple of strokes here and there, and then it just warms up the base. Until I start feeling it a bit warm, I just keep doing it. And I think from what I had seen on YouTube, it just helps with the wax embedding in a bit more. Always remember when you're applying the wax, you don't want too much anyway, because at the end you're going to scrape a lot of it, all of it off pretty much. You just want like a thin layer of wax, and that's all you want. So don't need to waste too much. I used to waste loads before just pouring it all on. Used to do it on snowboards anyway, so you have a larger surface area, so it wasn't too bad. But on the skis, you really don't need much. But I do this a bit more for fun. You can get them serviced and you can get them or give them in the shop, but yeah, that's just going to add more costs for me, so I don't really bother. There was a little bit of a dink here, but I don't think it's enough for me to do much to it. So that's it, and then I shall then start putting the wax on in a sec. So I give the base a little feel. When it starts getting a little bit warm, I can feel it, then I start just applying it again. So that'll do. Right, so there's the wax. That's it. Normally comes like a massive block. Sometimes you can buy a massive block like this. There you go. I think this one, if I show you the name, there you go. There you go. So this is the demon one. Here's one I had earlier. So all you gotta do is literally just hold it a little bit above it, and then just go backwards like this, and the wax will just drip off. Okay. So if it gets out of the way, okay, and then hopefully you can see it on the video. Just like a little thin layer across. I used to put tons of it before. Don't really need that. That's it. Good. The other day what I did, I made a mistake. I waxed on my other skis, and I didn't get time to scrape off the wax. and I just thought, you know what, I'll try and do it when I get to the centre or something like that, the ski slope up in Hemel. And I went there, I forgot my scraper, I couldn't get it off, and I was trying to ski with it all with all the wax on it. It was absolutely horrible, so that was a bit of a nightmare. So have a look. This is what it looks like when it's on there. So just like a little layer like this, okay, and then you just run your iron across and make it nice and neat. So let me see if I can get that. Very good. Right, all you got to do now, literally just iron it. Like this, all the way across. Really simple, nothing to it. When you scrape the wax off, then there's usually like a method. You want to go according to the direction you ski, from what I've heard. You know, so just running with the grain. But for now, with the ironing, not that much of an issue. So just cover it all across. It's quite therapeutic. That's why I like to do it. Gives me something to do in the man cave, which is just a garage. But let's see. Alright, so that's done. Also, if you're storing your skis for the summer, I was going to say winter, but that would be stupid. But if you're storing them for summer, people like to put a layer of wax on it. I've done that before and just left them, and it protects the base layer, so that's quite handy. Right, so that's that done. Nothing much more to it. The wax is sort of spread over it. There you go. And then if I show you, that's pretty much it. So just like a really thin layer, nice and smooth all the way across. So now what you do is you wait for it to just dry. It takes maybe max 10 minutes, and then you scrape it off. So generally scrape it off when it's a bit, when it's cooled down a lot, even when the base is cooled down, because you can feel it. If I feel it now, it's warm from the other end, so that's kind of what you want. And then you do the other ski. Time for that one. Alright, so I won't video that one because that's just the same as this one, so I'll cut back later on to the scraping part. Bye. Alright guys, I am not the best at scraping the wax off, but got one of these. Right there, if you can see it, Data Tools wax scraper. This one I think was maybe about 6-7 quid off Amazon, and then literally you just scrape the wax back all the way. So that's about it really. This is the tip, so I'm just going from tip to tail and scraping it off like that, and then you can go slowly back. Yeah. Ah, wicked. I'll come and see you in a bit. So you go like this all the way, like that. And then sometimes with some of the scrapers you can actually bend them a little. This is like solid, so I can't really bend it enough. So if you bend it a bit, and it helps scrape. But let's see, I'll do a little bit. When you see the pros do it, oh my god, they just make it look so nice and easy. Not easy, but smooth. And then there's me. As you can see, taking off pretty much most of the wax. And you just want like a fine layer that just slips through. I actually got these skis the other day off eBay. And bought the bindings separately. They were cheap on the website, so pretty pleased actually. If you guys are buying stuff, summer's the best time because people have gone on their holidays, getting rid of their gear, and then they usually want to buy new stuff or don't want to store it in their house. So you usually get a nice little bargain. Okay, so that'll do. That's most of the wax off. Wax on, wax off. And now it's going to be time to... You also have to do a little bit on the edges because you got some wax here just on these sort of... Can't really see what I'm talking about, can you? Oh, there you go. So you get some wax on these little edge parts here. So I like to kind of just run the scraper just finely along that. You get a little tool sometimes, it's got like a cut out edge in the corner, and then that just goes on right in the edge then and comes all the way back down like this. So yeah, sometimes I like to kind of just finely try and do that if I can. My other one, I can't find my other one, and that was really handy. It had like a little groove and it was really easy. I just take off that little tiny layer off that edge bit there and I go all the way across, so I won't bore you with doing all of that. And then I'll come back in a sec and I'll brush it off and go from there. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so at the end of the scraping, then your scraper obviously is going to have loads of wax on it and it doesn't come off. So all you've got to do is put it in some warm water and then just wash it off and then you'll be fine. Excuse me. Alright, so now you have those brushes which we're going to try and use again. Okay. Now these brushes have different sort of grades. Really harsh, less harsh, and that's actually in the middle. So yeah, so you got different sort of levels. They don't really tell you on here, but obviously you can just feel it. So this one here, this one's quite soft, and then this one's kind of in the middle. So you basically start off with really harsh and coarse and then just go on to the softer bristle towards the end, and then that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward. So that one's the softest, so I'll do that one at the end. And then between these two, this is the harder one, really rough, feels like metal. Actually looks, yeah, almost feels like it's brass somewhere there, but and then this was in between. So generally you start with this, go there, and then do the last one. I'll probably skip that one because mine's not that much of a detailed tuning up. And so you basically go like this, start from here and just scrape off in one go all the way across. So, and you're basically just taking off more and more wax, and so that you're left with a fine line or fine layer, so that you just sort of glide across. Some people start thinking, oh, I need loads of wax on there, helps me go quicker. It doesn't, it will make you go slower if you have the wax on. And I proved that to myself the other day, and I had a horrible time at the ski slope. Literally did about 5 runs and just came back home. So it was good I did that. So that's pretty much just fine dust on there now. You can't see that at all, but that's just that little layer come off. And they do it quite hard as well, like they put effort in and pressure, and then you can see the dust at the end is coming off. So if I kind of hold this, if I can try and get you guys to see it, so as I'm doing it, it builds up more and more. Ooh. You see that layer there? That's what you're scraping it all off. Okay. Alright, so that's done. As I said, mine isn't the best. There's a really good video actually. It was done by, I think it was a kid. Oh, I forgot the name. I don't know the name of the kid. But was it Deb Armstrong, I think was the lady's mom's name, and but the kid does it so well. Literally does the whole process and does it so well, with every little bit. So it's good to have a look at that if you ever see it. And I enjoyed watching it actually. But you know, the discipline the kid had. He races as well, so he's well into it, not like me who's just like a joker going down the slopes. But so now I'm going to use this one, and then I'm going to apply that and just get off a bit more basically. So you just go through, and it's just like a fine little brush off, nothing much. And that's pretty much it. So now, later on, it's just like a really fine layer. Almost feels like you're taking off all the wax, you know, but it's there, you can feel it a little bit, and that's all pretty much you want. I'll end up dusting it down with this in a sec, and I'll just give this a few more goes, and then we'll go from there. So yes, that's pretty much it. All I'm going to do now is just find the dust down like this, and job done. What people do as well, they tune the edges, sharpen them up. Haven't done that now, but I'm not actually very good at doing that, but that's also a good thing to do before you take them out. All right, hope that helps. I know it's not the best video, but there's loads out there anyway. So, but yeah, all the best with your skiing.